Okay, so now let us see ketone bodies once again. So as you can see, acetone, acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyrate are the examples of ketone bodies. Ketone bodies are water soluble and energy yielding. Now, though acetone is a ketone body, but it cannot be metabolized. Beta hydroxybutyrate, as you can see, it does not contain a keto group and hence it is not a true ketone body. Ketogenesis, that is formation of ketone bodies, it occurs in liver. The enzymes are located in mitochondrial matrix. And precursors for ketogenesis, that is formation of ketone bodies, are acetyl-CoA, pyruvate and some amino acids. Now see, two molecules of acetyl-CoA condense to form a acetoacetyl-CoA in presence of enzyme beta-ketothiolase. Acetoacetyl-CoA again condenses with acetyl-CoA to form beta-hydroxy beta-methylglutaryl-CoA, that is HMG-CoA. Now as you can see, HMG-CoA synthase catalyzes this reaction and it regulates the synthesis of ketone bodies. HMG-CoA lyase then cleaves HMG-CoA to produce acetoacetate and acetyl-CoA. Acetoacetate then undergoes spontaneous decarboxylation, that is carbon dioxide is removed and it gets converted to acetone, one of the ketone body. Acetoacetate can also be reduced by the dehydrogenase to beta hydroxybutyrate, another again second ketone body. Now, carbon skeleton of ketogenic amino acids like leucine, lysine, phenylalanine, etc. is degraded to acetoacetate or acetyl-CoA and thus to ketone bodies. So, these amino acids can give rise to ketone bodies. Now, what is importance or how the ketone bodies are utilized in our body? Now, ketone bodies are highly water soluble, hence they can be transported from liver to various tissues. Acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyrate serve as important sources of energy for peripheral tissues like skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, renal cortex, etc. However, the tissues which lack mitochondria, for example erythrocytes, cannot utilize ketone bodies because the enzymes are located in mitochondria for ketogenesis. So, if the tissue does not have mitochondria, then ketone bodies cannot be utilized. Production of ketone bodies and the utilization is important when glucose is in short supply to the tissues, as observed in starvation and diabetes mellitus. Ketone bodies can meet 50 to 70% of the brain's energy need. So whenever the body is deficient of glucose, at that time utilization of ketone bodies becomes more important because at that time body can gain energy from them. Now see how they are utilized. So beta hydroxybutyrate, when acted upon by the enzyme beta hydroxybutyrate dehydrogenase, it gives acetoacetate. Simultaneously NAD+ is reduced to NADH. Now acetoacetate, when catalyzed by thiophorase, it gives acetoacetyl-CoA. Acetoacetyl-CoA is cleaved into acetyl-CoA and acetyl-CoA with help of enzyme thiolase. Thiophorase enzyme is absent in liver, hence ketone bodies are not utilized by the liver because thiophorase is absent. Hence last step cannot occur. Hence ketone bodies will not get synthesized in liver. Now see, as you can see here, utilization of ketone bodies is seen. See, in the liver, ketone bodies can be synthesized from acetyl-CoA. Now this acetyl-CoA is obtained from glucose, or it can be obtained from fatty acid or from amino acid. So ketone bodies can then enter into the blood where they can enter kidneys and lungs. Through kidneys, they are excreted out in urine, and through lungs, they are excreted as acetone. That is, they are exhaled out in the form of acetone. Ketone bodies can also enter extrahepatic tissues like muscles. Now, in muscles, these ketone bodies are used up. So, ketone bodies get converted to acetyl-CoA, and this acetyl-CoA then enters the TCA cycle. Now, overproduction of ketone bodies. Normal concentration of ketone bodies in the blood is around 1 milligram per deciliter. So let us see some of the disorders. First is ketonemia. That is, rate of synthesis of ketone body exceeds the rate of utilization and their concentration in blood increases. So more ketone bodies are synthesized as compared to their utilization. This is known as ketonemia. Ketonuria, that is excretion of ketone bodies in urine. And the condition where ketonemia and ketonuria occur simultaneously, it is known as ketosis. A peculiar feature of ketosis is that the person's breath smells of acetone. Ketosis is most commonly associated with starvation and severe uncontrolled diabetes mellitus. Now see, in starvation, the body is devoid of glucose. There is no glucose. Hence, this leads to increased degradation of fatty acid, which causes overproduction of acetyl-CoA. Now, this too much of acetyl-CoA cannot be fully handled by TCA, that is dry carboxylic acid cycle. Now, again, as there is no glucose in the body, most of the oxaloacetate is diverted for synthesis of glucose. Now, again, if oxaloacetate is not available, then again TCA cycle gets impaired. Thus, more and more acetyl-CoA accumulates, and also it is diverted for synthesis of ketone bodies. So, this is how starvation can lead to overproduction of ketone bodies. Next condition was diabetes mellitus. Now here, insulin deficiency results in impaired carbohydrate metabolism, and it increases lipolysis, that is breakdown of fat. Now, fat ultimately breaks down and gives rise to acetyl-CoA, which gets converted to ketone bodies. In severe diabetes, the ketone body concentration in blood plasma may reach 100 mg per deciliter, and urinary excretion may be as high as 500 mg per day. Now let us see something about ketonuria and weight loss program. Now see, as we had just seen that appearance of ketone bodies in the urine is an indication of active fat metabolism, because fat metabolism gives rise to ketone bodies which are excreted through urine. So there are some weight loss programs designed such that they are designed in such a way that total calorie intake is limited until ketone bodies appear in urine. Because once the ketone bodies start appearing in urine, it means that fat of the body is getting metabolized, which ultimately is useful for weight loss. Next term is ketoacidosis. Now, acetoacetate and beta-hydroxybutyrate are strong acids. The carboxyl group has a pK around 4. So, the ketone bodies in the blood dissociate and release H+ ions, which ultimately lowers the pH, leading rise to acidosis, which is known as ketoacidosis, because it is the acidosis arising from the ketone bodies. Now, diabetic ketoacidosis may result in coma and even death if not treated. Ketosis due to starvation is usually not accompanied by ketoacidosis. Now, how we can treat ketoacidosis? So, administration of insulin is necessary so that glucose uptake is stimulated by the tissues, and thus it will prevent breakdown of, it will prevent, or you can say it will lead to inhibition of ketogenesis. That is, formation of ketone bodies will not occur, which will stop ketoacidosis. Okay, so now next topic is de novo synthesis of fatty acid. It occurs in liver, kidney, adipose tissue, lactating mammary gland. The enzyme machinery is located in cytosol. Acetyl-CoA serves as the carbon source and NADPH serves as the reducing equivalent. And obviously energy is in the form of ATP, that is, energy is supplied by ATP. So de novo synthesis of fatty acids means formation of fatty acids in our body. So it occurs in 3 steps, or you can say 3 stages. First is production of acetyl-CoA and NADPH. Second is conversion of acetyl-CoA to malonyl-CoA. And third is reaction of fatty acid synthase complex. So we'll see the stages one by one. First, production of acetyl-CoA and NADPH. Now, acetyl-CoA is produced in mitochondria by oxidation of pyruvate and fatty acids and degradation of carbon skeleton of certain amino acids and from ketone bodies. So these are the sources through which we can get acetyl-CoA. But now, acetyl-CoA cannot cross mitochondria, as mitochondria is impermeable to acetyl-CoA. So, acetyl-CoA condenses with oxaloacetate in mitochondria to form citrate. Now this citrate can cross the mitochondria, that is, it can be freely transported to cytosol. Now in cytosol it is cleaved into acetyl-CoA and oxaloacetate by citrate lyase. Oxaloacetate is converted into malate. And malic enzyme converts malate to pyruvate. NADPH and CO2 are generated in this reaction, which are utilized for fatty acid synthesis. Second is formation of malonyl-CoA. Now acetyl-CoA is carboxylated to malonyl-CoA by the enzyme acetyl-CoA carboxylase, as you can see in the picture. So in this step, one molecule of ATP is utilized. ATP gets converted to ADP and inorganic phosphate, and biotin is required for this reaction. Third is reactions of fatty acid synthase complex. Now, fatty acid synthase complex, also known as FAS, is a multifunctional enzyme which catalyzes the reaction of fatty acid synthesis. It exists as a dimer with 2 identical units. Each monomer possesses activities of 7 different enzymes and an acyl carrier protein, that is ACP, bound to 4-phosphopentathene. So this is the complex fatty acid synthase complex which exists as a dimer. Now fatty acid synthase, though it is available in form of dimer, it functions as a single unit and it catalyzes all the 7 reactions of de novo synthesis of fatty acid. Dissociation of synthase complex results in loss of enzyme activities. So therefore this complex is very important. In lower organisms, that is prokaryotes, fatty acid synthesis is carried out by a multi-enzyme complex in association with separate acyl carrier protein. Whereas in eukaryotes, ACP is a part of fatty acid synthase. So, the further detailed procedure of de novo synthesis of fatty acid we'll see in our next presentation.